There's a lot of things going on with Jade Cargill, both in the ring and outside of it. So we'll see what's happening there. We'll also check out what's new for The Rock, Naomi, and more. Starting things off with everything that's new and happening for Jade Cargill. Jade is coming off one of the most brutal and intense WWE returns that all stems from her getting attacked backstage back in November. But according to reports, there's allegedly a bit of backstage tension and backstage drama legitimately happening with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill recently released a mini promo video onto her social media platforms, talking about coming for all the women showing fake love in the locker room and demanding respect. And according to Fightful Select, they claim that Jade's social media promo was not well received by the locker room and got a lot of negative attention from the other women. On top of that, reports are now claiming that a backstage fight was nearly seconds away from happening back in 2024 between Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler. Reports claim that Jade and Shayna got into each other's faces backstage, and that Shayna was fully ready for a fight, but all the backstage personnel was able to break everything up before it got too physical. And there was some hints of tension between Jade and Shayna back then, even on social media. This was all going down back in June 2024, when Jade Cargill accidentally slipped on the top rope during a match, and then word got around that the ropes were not tight and were loose, which caused the slip. Shayna immediately took to her Twitter to point out Zoe Stark was perfectly jumping off these loose ropes the same night with no issue, which definitely was Shayna indirectly taking a shot at Jade Cargill. Jade responded with a deleted post to Shayna, basically saying how no one in the entire building cheers for her and Zoe. So to hear that both women confronted each other backstage over this tension definitely lines up with the heavy shots that were taking at each other online. New reports also claim that other women in the locker room were also allegedly bothered by how Jade got a lot of time off right around the holidays, a long vacation, and got the chance to explore opportunities outside of WWE during that time off as well. The other women reportedly had an issue with that as well. So just a handful of reports that are really stacking it all up on Jade Cargill. Another thing to remember is that WWE has been sneakily planting some fake stories to reporters in recent months. So how much of all this recent Jade Cargill news is fake and how much is real? It's definitely hard to say, but this is all the stories that have been pumped out within a day or two period for Jade Cargill. Is it all to potentially set up a Jade Cargill heel turn? It appears that Jade Cargill is a babyface at the moment. She's coming after someone who blindsided her with a backstage attack. So it's hard to look at Jade as the villain in this specific story. But a lot of fans have been saying the same thing, that Jade Cargill does give a lot of intense powerhouse heel vibes. It's hard to view someone of her strength and power as a vulnerable underdog babyface. So the fans may be up to something there for that idea. It would be an interesting one to see what Jade would look like as a standalone dominant heel. And the seeds are basically already planted there for a storyline that the women in the Smackdown locker room don't really care for Jade Cargill. Just look at the night of the attack back in November. Almost nobody showed up to support Jade Cargill after she was attacked. The first one there to support Jade Cargill after the attack was Naomi, and she's the one who did the attack in the first place. So even that is true. A beloved superstar would have the entire locker room surrounding the ambulance and showing support. Jade Cargill just had Naomi, Bianca, and Bayley. So maybe that is something that makes Jade Cargill's character come to the realization that everyone in the locker room doesn't care for her at all. And that's what's fueling her for coming after everyone during this current run. Even Jade's own partner, Bianca Belair, quickly moved on from her and appeared to get more happy and jolly after Jade Cargill was taken out. So you got to assume that all these things that will run through the character's head, and who knows, could potentially lead to a big heel turn down the line. Now let's get into a very fun fan theory surrounding The Rock's potential expansion of the little faction that he has forming. Ever since The Rock returned during the Smackdown in New Orleans, his final boss persona has been back in a very big way. The Rock bragged about his influence and power, not only in the WWE scene, but also his influence and power in the entertainment industry, in Hollywood, and just the world in general. Over 500 million social media followers. Just all this power and influence in every level of the world. And that's what he was trying to make Cody Rhodes understand as well. Sell your soul to The Rock, and he can make literally any dream come true. And after Elimination Chamber, we've seen The Rock flex some of those things he was bragging about. Fans love to joke about Travis Scott's appearance at Elimination Chamber and ask why he was even there. But it looks like within this storyline world, that was The Rock backing up everything he told Cody Rhodes. He's not faking his influence and power at all. He brought one of the biggest artists in the world right now, Travis Scott, to Elimination Chamber to show Cody that he really has this open line of communication with the world's biggest stars and how they could all be his too. So this appears to be storyline related reason behind Travis's appearance. And then you had John Cena turning heel and joining The Rock, which once again only makes The Rock seem even more like a mastermind. He had a huge backup plan already in motion just in case Cody said no. So like The Rock said back in NXT, he's always 20 steps ahead. So sticking to the idea of always being ahead, fans want to know if The Rock has any more tricks up his sleeve, any more new members to the operation that he's putting together here. And fans are discussing one newly turned heel superstar that does fit in with the theming and mission of The Rock's new group, and that individual is Naomi. This is the perfect match on so many different levels. You go back to the March 7th edition of SmackDown with her promo, and besides claiming that she did it to free Bianca Belair from Jade Cargill leeching off of her, another one of the big reasons Naomi admitted to being the attacker was due to the fact that she had been forgotten about, and opportunities were just passing her by without any consideration coming her way. And if there's anyone who could flip that and get you any opportunity you want, it definitely seems like The Rock is your go-to guy for that. And can't forget that Naomi is part of The Rock's legendary family tree. When The Rock put the Bloodline's family tree up on the big screen during last year's WrestleMania Las Vegas press conference, Naomi was up there as Trinity Fatu. Naomi married Jimmy Uso, she carries the Fatu name, she's part of the family. So if The Rock is giving opportunities to Travis Scott and John Cena, you got to assume that he would be eager as well to help a dear family member like Naomi. The Rock wouldn't even have to convert Naomi to a heel. She's already at that point as her character, and basically already has the same worldview as The Rock's character. And Naomi would be a big help to The Rock's overall mission. You can already see the pieces of The Rock's plan coming together. He wants to have influence all throughout the company and have his group carrying the titles and leading the company. He's banking on John Cena to bring home the WWE title and push his agenda through John Cena. And if The Rock wants influence in the women's division as well, there's Naomi's role right there. Naomi hasn't held a WWE World title in 8 years, so she's ready to do whatever it takes. And if Naomi does join The Rock and is up to all these evil and wrongdoings, it does make you wonder how Naomi's husband, Jimmy Uso, would take the news. How would he handle the fact that his own wife had sold her soul to The Rock? Will Jimmy Uso turn to Roman Reigns for help? Will it eventually lead towards tension picking back up between Roman Reigns and The Rock? Naomi has expressed her desire recently to join the Bloodline storyline, so this could be a way of branching everything together and making her the centerpiece for things to pick back up again between the original Bloodline and The Rock's new faction and operation. Definitely a lot of potential for something very exciting there. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.